Proven Wealth Limited. We are experts in investments, stock brokerage, financial advisory, corporate finance, cambio and foreign exchange, asset management, unit trust management, pension fund management. Let us manage your wealth to suit your lifestyle. Contact us today at 876-908-3800 or visit our website at provenwealth.com.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for joining us for this frank, honest conversation around the performance of Proven Investments Limited. I am Chris Williams, co-founder and the group CEO of Proven, and it is my pleasure to be with you here this evening to talk through our 9-month results, to give you an insight into our strategic thinking, and also to field some of your questions and concerns so that we can work better together to continue to grow our beautiful company, Proven. We see Proven as a private equity platform. We started it 12 years ago with the vision of developing a funding mechanism for entrepreneurs across the region, across the Caribbean region, that would allow them to be able to move and to execute their projects in a nimble manner. So the definition that I'd like us to go by is the Caribbean's premier income and growth strategy investment holding company. So we want to deliver consistent dividend yield And we also want to be seen as a nimble growth company, a company that you can feel is looking for opportunities and will always seek to drive performance through either organic growth or acquisitions. And as I said before, we see ourselves as a holding company as opposed to as opposed to a conglomerate. And by executing a holding company strategy where we look for returns, that's pretty much it. So let's talk a little bit about what we've done in the first 12 years. We started out with a private placement 12 years ago. In fact, we opened our doors to the public on March 1, 2010. And we started with a balance sheet of $20 million US. We did a private placement and we raised equity of $20 million US. And that was our balance sheet at the start. Today, we are just over $1 billion. At the end of December, we were 750, but as you may have heard, we executed an acquisition of Fidelity Bank Cayman Limited in late January, early February 1, 2022, and that took our balance sheet to just over $1 billion US. And our equity capital as at today is between 165 and 170 million US dollars. The platform that we have has also evolved. We started out with one entity. We made a purchase in August 2020 and had what is now called Proven Wealth. And over the last 12 years, we've expanded the platform to now include diversified private equity and real estate portfolio. And that includes 9 entities across 9 countries in the Caribbean. So it's been an exciting 12 years. Thank you for coming along on the ride with us. And for those of you that haven't, we invite you to join us for the future. We're just as excited today as we were 12 years ago. We are extremely pumped at the opportunities that we see for Proven, and we're going to talk a little bit about that throughout this evening. What have we delivered for you? We have delivered a 130% increase in stock price. We've delivered our dividend return year over year is up 108%, and total return over the 12-year period is just shy of 240%. The declared dividend takes our dividend yield year to date to 8 cents, 0.881 cents US. So what have we done for 2022? But we really worked this pandemic. We were at home, and we decided that we had one of two ways to go. One, either batten down and hide out the pandemic, or look for opportunities. For the first 6 months or so, we battened down the hatchets and built liquidity up and just stayed put. And that took us through to about September 2020. And then we said, this looks like the world is going to continue, and we're not gonna all go up in smoke. So let's open up the doors again and start knocking on other opportunities and seeing what we could find. We've found in the last 12 to 18 months 3 acquisitions, which we're happy to report we've now closed. We acquired Roberts Manufacturing in Barbados. We closed that around about June 2021. We also closed in September 2021 Heritage Funds, and Heritage Funds are in Jamaica, Bahamas, Bermuda, and the BVI, and that's about 200 million in funds under management. And then just February 1, 2022, as I said earlier, we closed on Fidelity Bank in Cayman Islands. So it's been a busy financial year. We've wrapped up 3 acquisitions, and now the focus is on ensuring that those acquisitions can deliver for us, all as stakeholders. I just want to also say that we executed a CARICRIS rating to see just how we stacked up, and we're happy to announce that we were given an investment grade rating of BBB by CARICRIS, and their comment was that we had a very strong capital base. We have also done some restructuring of the management of the organization, and we'll talk through a little bit about that throughout this evening. So 9 months, what have we done for the first 9 months of the financial year? Firstly, balance sheet wise, as I said before, we delivered strong on-balance sheet growth. At the end of December, we are at 754 million, a 16% growth in our on-balance sheet. And that is primarily through growth in our deposit base across Basel and some growth in Proven Wealth here in Jamaica. We also grew our funds under management 21%, and those are our various mutual funds, unit trusts across the region. As I outlined, we now have funds under management in Jamaica, in Cayman, in Bahamas, in Bermuda, and in the BVI. And that now stands at US 820 million, from which we get our recurring management fee. So right now, well, as at December, we were at 1.57 billion. And as I said, we executed the acquisition of Fidelity at the end of January. So we're now closer to 2 billion in total asset on and off balance sheet funds. Profit wise, in terms of the income statement, good first 9 months. The profits are up to US 10 million for the first 9 months, which is a record performance for us. That's a growth of 60% year over year. Our efficiency ratio still needs some work. We're at 67%. We certainly want to get that down to the 50s, around about 50 to 55%. And we are executing various shared services strategies across the platform of financial institutions. And we think that the execution of that will result in an improvement in our efficiency ratio. Net revenue wise, again, record growth in our net revenue. We're now up to US 28 million for the first 9 months, and that's just under 50% growth in net revenue. We're going to talk a little bit about this later on, but we had significant share of profits growth. So apart from the net revenue growth, we also get share of profits from our investments in our portfolio companies, and those have delivered significantly for us, and delivered US 12 million, which is 119% growth year over year. And we'll tell you specifically which one of our portfolio companies are performing very well. And then fees and commissions, which is an important annuity type income, which doesn't require significant capital. We watch that line very, very carefully, and we're happy to report that that line is up 30% to deliver US 6.6 million for the first 9 months, and that's an important line, because that gives us revenue without us having to leverage our capital, and that's one of the balancing acts you have when you're executing with a financial entity, and so we're happy for that, and we're going to continue to watch that. I'll tell you which one of our entities are delivering that for us. So how do we execute the proven investments income and growth strategy? We've broken that down into 3 pillars, and that's the restructuring. We did a strategic retreat. Again, throughout the pandemic, we took the opportunity to go into retreat. And coming out of that retreat, we decided to structure ourselves around 3 pillars. And that's how we are now operating and executing on a daily basis. So the 3 pillars are: firstly, we want to establish a long-term business model in the financial industry, and we want to be known as a financial entity in the region, and we want to tackle 2 aspects of the financial entity: banking and wealth. We feel that we have a core competence in executing banking strategies and executing wealth management strategies. So we want to always be in that business. No matter what our overall private equity portfolio holdings may be, we'll always want to be in the banking and wealth space. So as a result of that, we have decided to bring together all of our private equity holdings in banking and wealth. And I'll jump into that firstly. So I'm gonna for my technical people here, I'm gonna bob and weave between a couple of slides here. So let me bob to what entities are under the banking and wealth platform. We have 5 entities under the banking and wealth platform that we're going to rewrap. Currently, they are Basil Bank in St. Lucia, Proven Wealth in Jamaica, Fidelity Bank in the Cayman Islands, Heritage, which I outlined earlier, is in Jamaica, Bahamas, Bermuda, and the BVI, and International Financial Planning, which is in Cayman, Bermuda, and the BVI. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those 5 entities, establish a shared services platform, probably here in Jamaica, and then have those 5 entities wrapped under 2 brands. Proven Bank, which is what we will look to establish in St. Lucia and in Cayman, and Proven Wealth, which is what we will look to establish which will remain here in Jamaica. We will establish in Cayman. We'll also establish in Bahamas, Bermuda, and the BVI. So right now we have Heritage and IFP in those markets. So we're going to rebrand those entities in those markets, strengthen the product range, widen the product range, and execute a full-out Proven Wealth business model in those markets. So again, at the end of this exercise, we're going to end up with 2 brands: Proven Bank, which will target primarily the international banking market, and that international banking market is St. Lucia and Cayman. Those are top 2 jurisdictions for international banking in the Caribbean. And then also we're going to build out our Proven Wealth brand, and that will be continue to be investment banking, mutual funds, unit trusts, bond trading, equity trading, currency trading, etc. And we will have that in Jamaica, in Cayman, in Bahamas, in Bermuda, and in the BVI. That's where we have existing platforms, and we're going to leverage those and wrap them up. So let's jump back to just how the banking and wealth has performed so far. So let's go back one slide. The contribution from the banking and wealth for the 9-month period has been 44% of our revenues and 31% of our profits. So that's what the banking and wealth pillar is delivering right now to our overall profitability. And we want to grow that. We think that there are tremendous opportunities. So, we're going to rewrap into 2 platforms, bank and wealth, and we're going to drive those 5 markets that I mentioned. And we're going to look at executing a shared service platform here in Jamaica. So that's where we're going with that. Just a little bit more on the performance of banking and wealth. So if we could jump again to slide 12, the Basel growth, the international banking market has been extremely good to us. The Basel growth, the growth of the St. Lucia banking model has been phenomenal. Over the last 12 months, we've seen 23% growth in our deposit base. And those deposits are from customers globally. And the loan portfolio is extremely high quality. We have no bad debts, and we have a huge amount of cash, and we have a huge amount of bonds and fixed income securities. So that's a fairly passively run balance sheet, and we'll continue to execute that strategy and grow the deposit base, utilizing the attractiveness of the St. Lucian legislative environment. We also are now executing our 100-day plan for Fidelity, and we do expect Fidelity to enhance our performance significantly. Fidelity is in the region of between 350 and 370 million in total assets, and we have been on the ground over the last few weeks in Cayman. We're heading back over in another 10 days or so, and we are seeing good traction in the market. We've been well received both by the Jamaican community there as well as by the business community in the Cayman Islands, and we're very excited and looking forward to growing Fidelity in that international space, and that market in terms of size is extremely huge, because Cayman is the 5th largest financial center in the world. So we want to be in that market. Proven Wealth and international financial planning and heritage, we want to digitize. Clearly, COVID has thrusted the world into the online community. Everybody is now being very careful of where they go and how much time they spend out in public and so on. And as a result, online transactions have just exploded. And so what we want to do is to enhance the digitalization process in our wealth management space, and allow our customers to be able to execute their trades and their portfolio management online, and that will give us scale. So all of a sudden, it lines us up with the big boys. And even though we don't have 50 branches, we now have the ability to touch just as many customers as they do, because the great equalizer of online has dropped in. So we look forward to that. That process we expect to be completed in this calendar year. So we'll roll out our new banking platform and wealth management platform and our enhanced app and online capabilities. So that's our banking and wealth pillar strategy. So we'll go back now and talk a little bit about the other two strategies. The next strategy is real estate. So we see that as the second core pillar. We happened upon real estate. When we started Proven, we didn't see ourselves being a huge real estate player, but we recognized very quickly that the real estate market has significant international demand in the Caribbean. You obviously have a set of people that will want to rent space in the Caribbean for 3 days, 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, and those are tourists. And then you have another set that want to own a piece of the Caribbean and to either visit or to frankly to live here. And so when we traveled around the Caribbean, we recognized certainly in places like Cayman and Bahamas and Barbados that the demand for real estate is global in the Caribbean. And so we decided to step into that space around about 5-6 years ago, starting with Jamaica, and it has been extremely rewarding. So far, we have either executed or are executing 12 projects in Jamaica. And I'll talk a little bit about those 12 projects shortly. We are also executing one project in Cayman. That one project is Lagoons, is the name of it. It is in Georgetown, just outside of Georgetown. And it is 13 townhomes, and I'm happy to report that 10 have sold already, and we expect completion around about September this year. The Cayman market has been very hot, and we have actually moved prices up twice already, and that's been very, very good for us. So we're going to talk a little bit about the projects in Jamaica, but firstly, let me talk a little bit about what the real estate portfolio has contributed. In the first 9 months, the contribution from real estate, and forgive me, they've given me a screen, but the screen is too small, and so I can't see the screen, so I have to look down on my paper here. The revenue from the real estate has only been 3%, but the profits, the contribution in terms of profit, has been 8%. Now, I want to defend the real estate guys a little bit here. I know that sounds small, and you're going to get on them and say, you guys need to contribute more to our overall performance. And believe me, we get on them all the time. But the truth of the matter is that the revenues from real estate, especially on the development side, is peaks and troughs, because you have to go through obviously a process of building the development, and then you can collect for the project. Even though it's sold, you can't collect and book it to revenue until you deliver a certificate of completion. And so you end up with a kind of a roller coaster on the revenues from real estate. So don't knock them too hard, because they do have some great projects, and those projects are largely sold out, and so those revenues will hit our P&L very, very shortly. In fact, if we can now just jump ahead to the projects that we're executing here in Jamaica, we have completing for this financial year, which is in another 40 days or so. We have completing Cesar and Braemar, Via at Braemar. These are two exceptional projects. They're 100% sold out, and they're extremely attractive. Braemar is in fact one of the iconic developments in Jamaica right now. It's a beautiful, well-designed building, and so far has been well accepted by the market, and the reviews that we're getting on just how it looks from the outside has been exceptional. So we are in the final stages, just tacking in the cabinets and so on. So we expect to start handing over the Braemar units in March, and those profits will hit the P&L for this quarter. Similarly, Cesar, which is expensive market product, villas and apartments in the Kingston 6 area of Kingston, that is also wrapping up, and we expect that to be handed over in March. And those villas as well, each villa has a pool, and they're very, very well constructed and very well designed. They look amazing. I can't wait for the landscaping to go in and for us to be able to share pictures of the finished product with you. But those two developments will wrap in the fourth quarter, and you'll see a better performance from REIT as a result of that, because that's going to be a big net profit contributor, and therefore their percentage contribution to the overall bottom line will jump. So don't knock them too hard. We have also executed a sixth commercial rental project in Kingston, and we continue to look for rental projects right across the region. And what we've found is it's difficult to get the rental projects on the secondary market. So we're going to have to develop a lot of the rental projects brownfield. We're going to have to identify the location, buy the land, build it, and then rent it. Because if you try and buy the finished product on the secondary market, you're not going to get a good yield. So that's our strategy on the rental side, and we continue to look for opportunities. So we continue to be excited on the real estate side, and the three countries again that we're targeting for the real estate strategy is Jamaica, Cayman, and Barbados. And we continue to look for hospitality real estate products, residential real estate products, and commercial real estate products. The final pillar is the star performer for the first 90 days. That pillar is on a tear. That pillar is what we call portfolio holdings. So over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been able to identify good companies that have come to us at a good price, and that we felt had a good trajectory, a good growth trajectory. And so we executed acquisitions or positions in those companies. JMMB is our largest portfolio holding, and that is a 20% ownership position of JMMB, which JMMB Group, which most of you would know, but just FYI, JMMB is a financial services entity based here in Jamaica with locations in Trinidad and in the DR. And we're the largest individual shareholder of JMMB, and we've been very happy with that acquisition. We did it about 3-4 years ago, and it's grown significantly over that period, and they delivered exceptional. So I spoke about share of profits earlier. they delivered exceptional results for the first 9 months, and so our share of profits from that investment has contributed significantly to our performance for the first 9 months. So we're very happy with how JMMB is performing for us. We do expect the dividend yield, the cash yield, to also jump, not just because they're more profitable, but also because they have indicated in their own investor briefing, they have indicated that they intend to be a little bit more aggressive on their dividend policy, and they expect to be paying out a slightly higher percentage of profits to the shareholders. So we are excited about that, and so we expect our cash flow from that portfolio holding to also be strong. The second portfolio company that I want to highlight is Roberts in Barbados. We executed on Roberts. We acquired that in June of 2021. That is a feed manufacturer. In fact, Roberts feeds most of the Eastern Caribbean, most of the livestock in the Eastern Caribbean, and obviously Barbados. And also they do margarines and spreads. And they're a 75-year-old business. They're an icon in the Barbados market, well-respected, well-run entity, and we're very happy to be the majority shareholders. We own 50.5% of that business, and we have seen some volatility in the input pricing of Roberts because of the supply chain issues that the world has been experiencing, and other geopolitical reasons, but we've been able to manage that. What you don't want to be doing is raising prices every month or every couple of weeks. So we're trying to resist that, but the reality has been that we're confronted with input price changes, and so we've had to pass those on. And Barbados is not a market that's used to price movement, so that's something that we've had to manage very, very carefully, and so that's something that we're watching and we're managing closely. But Roberts, as you'll see from our 9 month financials, you'll see that revenue from manufacturing item popping. Roberts has been a significant contributor to our P&L through that area. And then thirdly, in terms of portfolio holdings, has been Access. Access took a hit over the 2019-2020 period, for various reasons. We worked with the management team there. I was a chairman for some time. I just stepped down. We do maintain the majority of the board representatives on Access, and we continue to be active in the day-to-day management of the company. But the performance in the last 12 months has been very, very encouraging. Profits are up over 100% year over year, and the traction from the customers to the business has been very, very encouraging. We're seeing loan growth, and we're also seeing online loan growth, and that's particularly exciting because that loan growth, online loan growth, comes at a much cheaper operating cost. So we want to see online loan growth as much as possible, and we're laser focused on that, and we hope to see more from Access in that area. So if we could just jump back to the contribution per pillar, you'll see that the portfolio holding contribution has been the star for the first 9 months. With 53% of overall revenues has come from our portfolio holdings, and 62% of profits has come from our portfolio holdings. So at the end of the day, we are in income and growth platform. We do have as a strategy to execute portfolio holding acquisitions, and they're delivering for us. So we're extremely happy for that. The value of them, not just are they delivering profits and good returns, but their intrinsic value is also increasing. And those intrinsic values are not represented on our balance sheet. So that's something you as investors will have to watch, because we're not carrying JMMB at the current share price. We're still carrying it at what we bought it at, which was about $28. So the opportunities in terms of the intrinsic value on our balance sheet is growing as these businesses continue to perform and their value continues to improve. So we like the mix of our portfolio. 3 pillars as we outlined to you. Core banking and wealth pillar, which we're rebranding and growing. Real estate pillar, which we're looking at executing in hospitality, residential, and commercial. And our portfolio holdings, which are opportunities that come to us from time to time in various sectors, in various industries right across the Caribbean, and we assess them at our investment management committee and at our board level. And those decisions allow us to execute on portfolio holdings that will eventually result in improvements in our bottom line. So that's our performance for the 9 months. That's our strategy. I want to talk a little bit about, before we jump into questions, I want to talk a little bit about our governance. You may have seen that we appointed 3 new directors last week, and that's an important 3 independent new directors. That's extremely important for us. We think that it is critical that a company as widely held as Proven is driven and governed by a group of independent, widely exposed individuals. So we had established a subcommittee about 2 years ago, and that subcommittee went on a path of looking for gender balanced as well as geographically balanced individuals. And so we're happy that we have added 2 females and male to the board, and those are on our website. You can see their profiles and so on, and we look forward to their contributions and to continue to help us to grow. So that's critical, and we'll continue to look for opportunities to enhance the governance. Another area that I wanted to highlight before we go to questions on the governance side is that our chairman, Hugh Hart, is 92 years old. Believe it or not, he's 92. He's very aggressive and manages me and the rest of the companies very, very closely. However, he has outlined to us, and it's obviously clear that he's 92 years old. So we have put in place a mechanism to transition. In addition to Hugh, we also have John Collins, which I'm not quite sure his age, but he's definitely in his late 80s, and John as well has indicated to us that he would like to transition out. These 2 have been with us for the last 12 years. They're day one directors, and we are very grateful for their contribution. But we would like you as our stakeholders to know that we will have to proceed on a process of transition over the next 12 months with both John and Hugh. And one of the steps that we have executed in that regard is to appoint Rory McNamara deputy chairman, and that will signal to you that we're beginning the transition process, and so look out for that. Ivor Nassif, one of our original directors as well, he was with us for the 12-year run. He stepped down at the end of January for personal reasons, and we want to thank Ivor for his contribution over the last 12 years, and we obviously will continue to work closely with Ivor. So, guys, that's it. That's us for the first 9 months. That's where we're going. We want you to come along with us. We want you to believe in us and to feel as energized as we do about the future for Proven Investments Limited. I'm going to open the floor for a few questions and ask my team to advise me how this works. All right, so is Proven looking to acquire more land in Jamaica? That's the first question. Yes, we are. We see Jamaica as one of our core real estate markets, and so yes, but with the caveat that we do have a significant. I think right now we have 7 projects going in Jamaica. So we obviously don't want to overweight Jamaica. So with that caveat, the answer is yes, but it's going to have to be a very attractive deal to get past my investment management committee, because we already have 7 projects in Jamaica.
Another question from YouTube: what effect is going to have on Proven if GMMB have a possible buyback?
What effect is it going to have on Proven if GMMB has a buyback of shares? I think that is going to drive up EPS, because the buyback of shares is not going to really affect their profit performance. It may reduce their investment income, but that's relatively low right now. Interest rates are low. So, that will drive up EPS because there'll be less shares on the market, and that will benefit us. That we think will eventually result in an improvement in stock price and benefit us. Right now, our focus with JMMB is just working with them to continue to drive their profits. We are with JMMB for the long haul. We are very happy with our share of profits from JMMB. So stock price is secondary to us. I mean, we do watch it, and we do want to see the stock price go up. But more important for us is dividends and profits.
Next question coming from Zoom: will Proven be looking at increasing its portfolio holdings in any of the areas mentioned? Yes.
Will Proven be looking at increasing our portfolio holdings in any of the 3 pillars? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, my directors and my investment management committee will tell you that, I'm hard to manage. I like the direction that we're going. I like the brand recognition that Proven has. I like the capital and the total assets that Proven has. And so it gives us an ability to step into markets and to execute. And so we're busy. We are very excited about what the future holds. And so yeah, we feel like we're just starting.
Okay, we have a question from Instagram. Will Proven be buying any massive shares?
Will Proven be buying any massive shares? No, not on the cards. I mean, we may take some for our unit trusts or our pension funds or so on. So yeah, we may take a position there, but from a proprietary strategic positioning, no. We prefer to go in, earlier in the evolution of a business and benefit from the eventual growth and maturity of that business. So in our private equity dealings, we're looking more for off-market deals. We're not really scouting the exchange for tradable securities. We're more knocking on doors and talking to private businesses and trying to buy in at that level and then benefit when they go public.
From Laverne on Zoom, why isn't the strong proven good fundamentals showing in the share price?
From Laverne from Zoom, why isn't the strong fundamentals showing in the share price? Well, Laverne, I don't know. You need to tell me. We're busy working, delivering 60% growth in profits. Our portfolio holding companies are flying. JMB is flying, and we're the largest shareholder. Access is flying. Roberts is flying. We just bought Fidelity in Cayman. We think we're doing well. We think that we're hitting all the right buttons, and that you guys as investors and stakeholders should be showing us a little bit more love. So I don't know. We're doing these investment forums. We're doing these Zooms. We're getting the word out there so that people can see what we're doing and hear what we're doing. And then hopefully, that will transition into greater demand and a better share multiple.
Yes, other one will probably be coming to market to complete Mandeville real estate project.
Will proven be coming to market to complete Mandeville. I'm not quite sure what coming to market means there, but we are completing Mandeville, so I don't think we need to come to market for anything. We are building out the apartments, and we're wrapping up our lease agreements on the commercial side, and once we've wrapped up the lease agreements on the commercial side, we'll build the commercial side for our tenants. That's pretty much how it works on the commercial side. On the commercial side, you go to tenants, you negotiate with them. They tell you they want the wall there or the wall there, and once you agree the design and everything, you build it to their specifications and you rent it to them for 10 years or whatever. So we're tying that up now, and so the construction of the commercial side will start soon, and the construction of the residential side is about 33.33% complete. So and that's going to be awesome. That's really going to be an iconic development in Mandeville. So we're building. We're pressing ahead with Mandeville.
Okay, a question again from Instagram. Craig Butler is asking, will Proven be looking at buying into any of the top football academies in Jamaica?
Yeah, we'll Proven be looking at buying into any of the top football academies in Jamaica. Let me tell you something. And big up Craig, thank you for tuning in. I don't think so, because we have set ourselves a minimum transaction threshold that is extremely high at this time. And I'd be very surprised if any of the academies would be at that threshold. I don't want to say they're small, but they certainly wouldn't be at the size that we're targeting right now. As you know, I am a proponent of football development, and I strongly believe in the opportunities there, but I don't think that we'll be at the size for Proven. No.
Okay, another question from Instagram. How soon will Proven be looking to expand locations across Jamaica?
We're not looking to, and when you say proven, you mean proven wealth. I would assume you mean proven wealth. Proven Wealth has 3 locations right now: Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. And I think we're good there because, as I said earlier, digitalization is the future. You know, I mean, frankly speaking, you go into those branches right now, it's like a ghost town. You know, there's nobody there. No customers are coming in. Staff are hardly there because they're working from home or on the roads, you know, meeting with customers. And so physical locations are you know, frankly, a thing of the past. You know, it's the online presence. It's not, you know, something that they've taught me recently. It's not a website anymore. It's a web application. So, you know, I'm learning. So apparently, you know, everything now is on your web application. So, you know, you download your forms, you do your e-signature, you upload your ID, you know, you do your ACH bank transfer, and then you back out your ATM card and just pull out your money. So, you know, we don't see the need for brick and mortar expansion, but we certainly see the need for an online expansion, and we're spending a hell of a lot of money in that regard. You know, it hurts me, you know, but they tell me that it's money well spent, so I believe them. So we're spending a lot of money building up that online platform. And that's where we want to win you. We want you to, you know, to feel that, you know, this is the best thing since sliced bread when you download our app.
From Zoom, did Proven purchase the Heritage Scholarship Funds based out of Canada?
Did Proven purchase the Heritage Scholarship Funds based out of Canada? Yes, not the Canadian clients, but yes, the Heritage Fund is designed and built as in Canada, and they sold it to 2 markets: the international market, which was primarily Caribbean, and Canadians, and we bought the international clients. So yes, so we set up a Canadian company, etc., and bought it. But the clients are in Jamaica, Bahamas, Bermuda, and the BVI.
You got a credit rating from Caricris in December. Was a private placement done to fund the acquisition of Fidelity Bank or the issuance of different securities to investors?
Was a private placement of, no, we didn't do a private placement of equity. We used, so what happened is, if you remember, we did an APO in February 2021, March 2021. That APO was targeted to fund these acquisitions. The acquisitions took forever. So what we did is we paid down debt when we got the APO cash. We paid down debt because, you know, we weren't getting the regulatory approvals, so we had to wait. So while we were waiting, we didn't want to just sit on this cash, so we reduced our debt during the period, and then when the acquisitions came through, we reaccessed that debt and used the funds to pay for the acquisitions. So no, we haven't done any private placement of equity, nor have we done any new APO.
Okay, we have a question here from Alicia Randall. What are some of the plans with respect to corporate social responsibility that have been factored into Proven's continued development?
We give back, you know, corporate social responsibility is something we take very, very seriously. And if you know the the genesis of Proven and the co-founders, of Proven, they're all, frankly, hooked on giving back, and they're involved in that every day. So we have a very significant portion of our profits that we give back, and we have been supporting a number of foundations and projects across Jamaica primarily, but we're going to start spreading that across the region. So one of the things that's been proposed is whether or not we should set up a foundation to streamline our giving back and to publicize our giving back a lot more. And that's something that we will I'll table with my investment management committee and with my board and see where that goes. But yes, Alicia, we're committed to that. We believe that you mustn't just do good, you mustn't just make a whole heap of money, but you must help others.
Will Proven be affected due to the haltage for 6 months of new US dollar bond transactions?
Will Proven be affected? Yes, I think so, because we would like to access some more funding from the market for our stash. We like to have a stash in case our opportunities come up at great prices. So that's something that we are recalibrating. The good thing is Proven is now well established in a number of markets. We're not just a Jamaican entity. Well, we're not a Jamaican entity. We're in St. Lucia. We're a St. Lucian entity. But because we have the bank in St. Lucia, we have the bank now in Cayman, we have Barbados with Roberts. We do have some flexibility on where we can raise funding from. So yes, we're disappointed in the moves by the central bank and the FSC on the bond market, but we're going to recalibrate and see where else we can go.
Final question: the Proven will planning a shares buyback. Final question.
Will we be planning a share buyback? No, we don't have that. We don't have that on the cards right now. We're not planning a share buyback. We want you, through these investor forums, to understand where we're going and to continue to believe in us. I mean, when you take a look at Proven shareholding base, we started with 150 people 12 years ago. We now have close to 10,000 shareholders, and so we know you guys have been investing in us and believing in us for the last 12 years. And we want you to continue to do that. At the end of the day, the story of Proven is a story of togetherness. It's because we're the largest individual shareholder in Proven has probably between 6 and 7%. So we have a widely held shareholder base. So that just demonstrates that we've come together as a community and have pooled our funds, and we've been able to take positions and acquire several businesses. And we'll continue to preach that. That's our philosophy, that when we have opportunities, we'll come back to the market, we'll talk to you, we'll show you the opportunity, and hopefully you will support us and back us to execute on the acquisition of those opportunities and to drive the efficiency of that. Right now, my focus is on driving the efficiency of the acquisitions that we have on our table. I think we've done a great job over 12 years. We're now over $1 billion. We have 9 businesses across 9 countries. We have a lot on our table right now. If we can, nail these down and maximize these, we're good. So that's what we're focusing on, right now. So work with us. Beg you. Thank you for joining me and my team behind the scenes here. Just being open and being upfront and showing you the vision. And hopefully you'll continue to back us and sing our praises and drive customer interaction in our various businesses. And the store is not done. We have a lot more in store. So stay tuned. Big up and bless up.